Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Jack, calling you from Melbourne in Australia.
I'm Heidi, calling you from Jakarta, Indonesia.
And I'm Maya from Adelaide, Australia.
And I'm Dave joining you from Jakarta.
Now, we'll just start with an acknowledgement of country. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm meeting from today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respect to elders past, present, and emerging. Quick intro to us. As you can see on this call, we're a team of Australians and Indonesians, and our job is really to provide a cultural bridge for you to help provide opportunities for you in country and make the experience as smooth and enjoyable and beneficial as possible. We've been around for 20 odd years now. And run a whole wide range of programs, which we'll touch on in a second. Why Indonesia? Because it's not necessarily the first place that a lot of people think of for an internship. So many reasons, though. It really is a beautiful, fascinating country, and it's right on our doorstep. So it's Australia's neighbour, 270 million people, 17,000 plus islands, hundreds of different cultures and languages, and really warm, both temperature-wise, and from the people, a really warm place to be and just a lovely kind of experience. It's the largest economy in Southeast Asia. So I've mentioned the big population, but it's got, really kind of strong economic growth for many years in a time when a lot of the world hasn't, in the fastest growing region of the world of Southeast Asia. The relationship between Australia and Indonesia is super strong. Strongest. I've been closely involved with Indonesia for more than 20 years, and it's never been as strong as it is today on all sides of politics. So in 2019, Australia and Indonesia signed the Indonesia-Australia Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which is kind of like free trade agreement, as in there's a whole lot of elements of it are related to trade, but the collaboration goes a lot further. And what that means for you guys who are in university today and graduating in the coming years is that there's a lot of opportunities for many years to come, in a lot of different areas. So really quickly, we work with a range of universities between Australia and Indonesia. You can see our partners there to facilitate the programs. Students outside of those universities are also welcome to join our programs, but these are the universities that we've got sort of official collaboration with.
We offer a range of different programs for students from different academic backgrounds. Some examples are the engineering professional placements. It's a 12 weeks in-country program, and environmental internships. It's a 4 weeks in-country program. You can go to the link in this slides, but also go to our website and check your uni page. There you can see all the available internships for you, and you can just scroll through and look at the website. The next one, in addition to what we call our boutique programs, we have several tailored internships. The ones that we want to talk about today is first our individual internships. You have the option of doing this online or in country. With individual internships, you work independently. So it's similar to regular employees doing their job like in their specific departments. You will be receiving support and guidance from a supervisor. The duration for this program is from 4 to 12 weeks. We have multiple starting dates, so it's flexible. You can choose based on your availability. For online internships, it's even more flexible. You can start at any Monday. And the weekly hours is also flexible. So if you have other commitments, and you only have limited time that you can allocate for your internship, you can discuss this with us and your host organization. Aside from an individual internship, we also have what we call a team internship. A team internship is where you and 2 or 3 other Australian students work alongside one Indonesian student in a small team. You will be completing a project, and it's customized based on your preference or field of study. The duration of this internship is 4 weeks, and we run this 3 times a year in June, November, and January. Now, Language Week. In addition to the internship, we also offer a language week where you can do an intensive week of learning Bahasa Indonesia. It's usually around 15 to 30 hours, depending on the duration of your program, but also whether or not you're doing this with NCP grant or self-funding. If you're doing this self-funded, this is optional. But if you are thinking of doing this internship and want to look for option to do it with grants with NCP grants, duration of your program is 8 weeks or longer, then this is a compulsory. With Language Week, you will be able then to have or to learn basic Indonesians. It will help you, especially during your first couple of weeks, to introduce yourself. Then you know how to get around, to buy food, for example, and hopefully boost your confidence to start making friends, and like help you with settling in before you start your internship. In addition to learning the language, you will be also enjoying cultural activities, where you can also practice what you learn in the classroom. If you're interested in learning Bahasa Indonesia, this is an option that you can take, because again, it will be very helpful for you during the internship. Now, for online internship, if for some reason you are not available to come to Indonesia and do the internship in person, you can do the internship online. In Australia, it's like I said, it's flexible. You can start at any Monday, work for your chosen number of hours per week. We will try to find hosts who are also flexible with the duration that you prefer. The work itself will still be meaningful, so you won't, just be sitting in front of your computer and waiting for things to happen. Usually, what's going to happen is you get assigned to tasks, and then during the week, you'll have multiple catch-ups with your supervisors, or you are invited to come to the team meetings. But every conversation will be done online. The relationship is still there because I think these days, especially after COVID, most workplaces in Indonesia are actually offering hybrid option to their staff, to their team members. So people now are doing more and more work online. So if this is something that you think will work for you better than coming to Indonesia, then this is available for you. Next.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about the in-country program inclusion. So, of course, your program fee will cover the placement. So whether you're doing it online or in-country, but I'm going to specifically talk about the program inclusions for in-country. So your program fee will include the orientation weekend. That includes the orientation, explore Jakarta or explore Bandung, or or depending on which city you will be placed at. Um, and then an Indonesian class for those people who are not doing a language week intensive. You will still get an Indonesian class. And then we're going to do professional visits, usually to different types of institutions. Could be government institutions, it could be private organizations or companies, just to give you an insight into the professional environment of Indonesia. And then we're organizing a few professional development activities, including professional workshop, as well as intercultural communication workshop. Your program fee will also cover your accommodation. The accommodation is a private accommodation for your long-term accommodation, but if you're doing language week, sometimes it will also include a shared same-gendered accommodation. Um, Usually the accommodation will be selected closer to your placement, so you won't have to commute too far. Next, please. Okay, you will also be paired with a student buddy who is an Indonesian university student. They will be able to give you an insight on how to navigate your life and immerse yourself in the city. Our team will also regularly catch up with you. Usually, we will organize a weekly catch up. That would also be the opportunity for you to share your achievements or struggles, and would be happy to provide you with insights. And you can also use that opportunity to catch up with your friends or other participants on the program. We also organize some cultural immersion activities. We do a lot. We do museum visits. We do visit to the miniature park. There's like batik workshops. So depending on the time of the year, it would usually change. Um, we also organize social events. This is to bring everyone on the program together, including the Indonesian students, so you can network among yourself. Um, I mentioned international communication workshop, which is crucial in understanding different approaches in communication, especially in an office setting. Um, your program fee will also cover a weekend trip for any programs less than 10 weeks. But if you're doing a longer program, anything above 10 weeks, you will get a couple of these trips. Next, please. Now I'm going to talk about the exclusions. So flights are not included. These include your return flight to and from Indonesia, and if there's a required flight, domestic flight leaving Indonesia to get to your placement, it will not be included. Your visa, we will apply it on your behalf, but then we will invoice it to you depending on the type of your visa. Visas usually paid in Indonesian rupiah. So the final invoice will be determined depending on the exchange rate on that day. The program fee also does not include your unit cost at your university. So you will still have to pay that to your university separately. Transport, daily transport are not included. However, transport for the organized activities like weekend trips will be included, but transport from your accommodation to work every day, it won't be included. But worry not, if you're in Jakarta or Bandung, transport options are widely available. Whether you want to do public transport or you want to do Grab or Gojek, which is our equivalent of Uber here in Indonesia, it's very, very affordable. Meals are also not included. You have the options of, sourcing your own meal, to have it delivered to your room or your accommodation, which is also affordable. Or you can prepare it at your accommodation, because your accommodation would normally have a shared facilities, including a kitchen, a very modest kitchen or a pantry where you can prepare your own food. Of course, personal items and also other personal plans. So, if you have your own travel plans, are not included in this program fee. Next, please. Okay, now I'm going to give you an overview of some career fields that we cover. So basically, we cover everything from engineering to very specific disciplines like science, international studies, accounting. So whatever discipline you have, we would be able to source a host who would be happy to give you meaningful work experience and host you. Next, please. And these are some of the hosts who we've worked with in the past. You probably recognize a few names there, but it's a mix of really big corporation, multinational corporations, all the way to grassroots NGOs. So this would also determine, the type of experience you can you you can access. For example, smaller grassroots NGO would normally have smaller teams, or so you would have a bigger chance to explore all different things and dive deeper into what they do. But big corporations usually have a bigger structure with a very uh, systemized, processes. So if that's what you're looking for, we can definitely steer you towards that as well. So it will all depend on what your aspirations are, and we would love to hear it more from you during your consultation. So we can book that right after the session. Next, please.
Thanks, Dave. So I'm gonna take you through the dates, cost, and funding. So the hour-long internships, as Heidi mentioned, it starts any Monday. It could be between 4 to 10 weeks. Their fees is $2,000 for the 4 to 8 weeks, and anything above 10 weeks is $3,500. The team internship is run 3 times. It's a 4-week one, and it would cost $4,200. Whereas the individual internship, we have different start dates and different duration between 4 to 12 weeks. Depending on your duration, your fees changes. So it is from 4,600 for 4 weeks up to 8,600 for the 12 weeks. We have 2 types of funding. Obviously, the NCP funding is available for students with eligibility of being an Australian student, doing an undergrad degree, and using this internship toward their degree. So these are basically the 3 basic criteria for both funding. With NCP, if you're doing an 8 weeks plus or a longer duration, with including a language week in it, then you will be eligible for an NCP. The NCP grants are between 6,000 to 10,000 depending on duration, which is 8 weeks all the way to 12 weeks. This second option is US Help Loan. This is a loan that you have to pay back once you get it. It will be added to your HECS. For 2026 students, you could receive up to $10,130. There is a eligibility requirement that you need to meet, and to disperse the amount for you, you might tap into a lower amount if you'd like, or a higher, depending on how much financial assistance you need. Just remember, this is a loan and you will have to pay it back, versus the NCP is an actual grant that you don't have to pay it back. What do we do next? So all you have to do next is go to your website or webpage for your university, click Get Started or Book a Chat button, and this is where you put some of your information about you, about which university and what degree you are studying, but then you will also book a chat, a consultation. This is a non-committed, it's a free consultation, so you don't worry, you're not paying anything if you come and talk to us. You come and meet with us. We discuss, as Dave said, what you're studying, what type of organization you would like to do or be exposed to during your internship. Then you will receive an offer via your portal, and we'll add you to our participant portal. We'll ask you to sign your contract and pay your deposit. Your deposit is actually your $200, which is part of your program fee. Until then, we don't start your placement. So once we receive your deposit and you sign your contract, this is when we start the placement process, and then the placement team will start contacting the host organization. We'll communicate with you via WhatsApp most of the time. We'll ask you, if you haven't submitted your CV at the first stage of your application, to submit it again and refine it if needs to. And then we'll organize an interview with your host organization, so you talk about the position or the task that you're going to be doing during your internship. You will receive a final confirmation of your internship, which is a document we called internship site details, that you can use also to submit to the university to complete some of the steps with your will forms or will units requirement. The final payment needs to be paid a month before your travel, so that will be the final invoice for your program fee. We try, if you're doing a long programs and you're getting an NCP, we try to make sure that this invoice is sent after you have received your NCP. You prepare for your program. We'll get your visa sorted. We'll send it to you. Then you pay your visa fees. We'll start booking some pre-departure briefing. Some of them will be booked by the university, so you can complete these modules online. But also, we will organize a pre-departure briefing for all the group who are traveling during a certain period of time. You'll be together during that intake, and we'll have a pre-departure briefing for you guys. Then you travel and you start your internship experience. Questions before we wrap up? Thank you for being with us and joining us for this info session. If you have any questions, or if you would like to get more clarification on the program, please feel free to email us on info@internationalinternships.com.au. Otherwise, please make sure that you book your consultation, and we're happy to see you one-on-one and go through your options. Thank you. See you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone.